You ever get that feeling, right at security, when your bag goes into the scanner, and you suddenly remember, wait, is there something in there I'm not supposed to have?
That feeling? It's not paranoia anymore. In 2026, the system isn't guessing, it's identifying.
Okay, but come on. TSA has always had rules. Laptops out, liquids in a bag. We all know the drill. What's actually changed?
What changed is they stopped giving second chances. Gate agents, TSA officers, even pilots are being briefed on this shift. If something triggers the system now, it doesn't get questioned. It gets taken.
Taken? Like, thrown away? Even if it's expensive?
Especially if it's expensive.
That's insane! What kind of electronics are we even talking about here? Like, dangerous stuff?
That's the part most travelers misunderstand. These aren't dangerous-looking items. They're normal, everyday things. Stuff people carry every single trip without thinking twice.
So why are they suddenly a problem now?
Let me steelman their logic first, because on paper, it actually makes sense. Airplanes are one of the most controlled environments in the world. You've got hundreds of people sealed in a metal tube at 30,000 feet. Now imagine this. A tiny electronic device overheats. Not explodes, just overheats. In your house, you unplug it. In a car, you pull over. On a plane, there is nowhere to go.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
So regulators built a system around prevention, not reaction. If something could fail, if something might spark, if something looks inconsistent on a scan, they don't investigate it anymore. They remove it immediately.
But that sounds like overkill. I mean, how many of these things actually cause problems?
Not many. But here's what they won't say publicly. It only takes one incident in the wrong place, and the outcome isn't inconvenience. It's catastrophe.
So they're basically treating every passenger like a potential risk?
No, they're treating every device like one.
That's worse.
Exactly. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Because the items getting confiscated now are not the ones you'd expect.
Okay, then what are they?
I'm going to walk you through 15 electronics that are getting taken in 2026. But number one alone has already cost travelers hundreds of dollars at the gate.
Wait, seriously? Just one item?
And almost nobody realizes they're carrying it wrong until it's too late.
Okay, I need to know what that first one is.
You will. But first, you need to understand why even perfectly normal devices are now failing inspection. Because once you see that, you'll never pack the same way again. Let's start with the one that's catching everyone off guard in 2026. Number 15. MagSafe and magnetic wireless chargers.
Wait, what? Those are everywhere! Why would a magnet be a problem?
It's not the magnet itself. It's the induction coil. On the new high-resolution CT scanners, those dense copper coils look identical to the firing mechanism of certain improvised devices. If the casing is thick or third-party, the AI can't see through it. TSA agents are being told, if you can't verify the internal wiring of a high-density coil, it doesn't fly.
So my $50 charger just disappears?
Exactly. And it gets worse with number 14, high-lumen tactical flashlights.
Flashlights? For safety?
In 2026, any flashlight over 7 inches or with a crenulated or jagged bezel is classified as a bludgeon. Even if it's just a high-end LED light, if the head of the light is designed for self-defense, it's confiscated at the checkpoint. No exceptions.
Okay, that's specific. What else?
Number 13, electric hand warmers. These are the new nightmare for gate agents. They're essentially a high-capacity battery designed to intentionally get hot. In a pressurized cabin, if that thermal regulator fails, you have a fire that can't be put out with a standard extinguisher.
I never thought about it that way. It's literally a pocket-sized fire hazard.
Precisely. Number 12, digital luggage scales. The irony is painful. You use it to avoid fees, but if the battery is a button cell lithium that isn't properly secured, the vibration from the conveyor belts can trigger it. If a bag starts beeping or vibrating in the sorting room, security doesn't open it gently. They cut the bag open.
So I lose the scale, and my suitcase is ruined?
Yes. Number 11, portable UV sterilizers. People started carrying these for germs, but the mercury vapor bulbs inside are incredibly fragile. If that bulb breaks in the scanner, it's a hazmat situation. TSA is now flagging any wand-style UV lights for immediate disposal.
It feels like we can't bring anything anymore.
It's about the risk-to-reward ratio for the airline. Number 10, electric screwdrivers and micro tools. Even the tiny ones for glasses. If the bit is longer than 7 inches, or if it's powered by a non-removable battery, it's gone.
And number 9?
Smart rings. Not the ring on your finger, but the charging cases. They are so small and dense that they often fail the transparency test on the new scanners. If the agent can't see the battery clearly, they won't risk it. Number 8, massage guns. The motors in these have massive magnets and heavy-duty lithium packs. In 2026, many airlines are banning them from carry-ons because the percussion mechanism can be triggered by cabin pressure changes.
This is getting expensive.
Wait until we hit the top 5. Number 7, electronic e-ink bag tags. Some high-end suitcases have them built in, but if the screen is cracked, the liquid crystal or e-ink can leak into the circuitry. A bleeding screen is an automatic confiscation because it indicates a compromised battery.
So even a small crack ruins the whole thing?
In the eyes of a whistleblower, it's a liability. Number 6, portable electric espresso makers. High pressure plus heating element plus lithium battery. It's a triple threat for safety inspectors. Now, the top 5. These are the ones that cause the most gate-side heartbreak. Number 5, noise-canceling headphones with leaking hinges. If the wires are visible at the folding point, it's considered damaged electronics. Damaged electronics are prohibited from flight because of short-circuit risks.
My $300 headphones? Just because of a tiny wire showing?
The rule is simple. If it's not intact, it's an impact. Number 4, overclocked handheld gaming PCs. If you've modified your Steam Deck or Ally with a third-party cooling backplate, the scanner sees unauthorized modifications. To a TSA agent, a modified circuit board looks like a tampered device.
They think it's a bomb?
They don't think, they just don't know. And not knowing is an automatic no. Number 3, high-capacity camera gimbals. The heavy counterweights and motors often look like shielding for illicit materials. If you don't have the original manufacturer's paperwork, they might take it.
And number 2?
Over 65 watts multi-port GaN chargers. These use gallium nitride. It's amazing tech, but it's incredibly dense. On a scan, a high wattage GaN charger looks like a solid block of metal. If the agent can't see the internal components, it's staying on the ground.
And number one? The one that's costing people hundreds?
Modular power stations. Not just power banks, but those stackable or expandable battery systems. People bring them for digital nomad setups. But in 2026, the FAA has clarified, if the battery can be daisy-chained to another, it's a high-voltage risk. They are being seized at the gate, and because they're heavy and expensive, you can't even mail them home in time.
So, what do we do? Just stop traveling with tech?
No, you just have to be smarter than the scanner. Keep your receipts digital, use original cables, and if a device is even slightly damaged, leave it at home.
Is that it? Just be careful?
And stay informed, because the rules for 2027, they're already being written.
Well, I'm definitely checking my bag twice now.
Good. That's the first step to actually getting where you're going.